gonna be warm. No more sub 40-degree stuff, I think. I hope. I can hear the birds chirping. Here we go. In a 3 and 2 and 1. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is Wednesday, June 3rd, 2020. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. Had a great episode of Whistlekick Live last night. Had a lot of fun with it. Starting to get the hang of it. You know, there's some new stuff. This is what, the third time with the new software, and really just figuring it out. Figuring out what to do, how to do, and all that, and have ideas for making it even better. So that's what we're working on. And debrief with Gabe today. And if you want to check it out, you can find it on our Facebook page. You will also be able to find it this evening here on YouTube. I'll upload it. It'll be available at 9 o'clock. We do 9 p.m. Eastern. And then it'll make it into the podcast feed in a couple weeks. That doesn't need to be there. Coffee's a little weak this morning, so I didn't feel like grinding more. Well, yesterday was a busy day. It's a good day. Got a lot of work done. I still have a loaner car in my driveway. Don't buy a Mazda. Just don't. The company doesn't care. And what's going on today? Some consulting work, debrief with Gabe, coaching. And in between there, I got a whole bunch of stuff to do. Got to record an episode. I got to record intros and outros for a number of episodes. I shouldn't wait on those, but I do, and then they build up, and it's a whole thing. And looking at tomorrow's supposed to be my planting day. I might not have enough time to get through all this stuff. So I might have to push back planting day, which really bums me out. I might do some of it this evening. We'll see. Went for a walk yesterday. That was nice. Really, most of the day was revolved around the meetings I had and preparing for live. Just making sure I was ready, psychologically. Oh, and I prepped 8 meals. I did a bunch of meal prep. There was a gap in the middle of the day, and I just didn't feel like doing any real, quote-unquote, real work. But I wanted to stay productive, so I found, I keep a pretty intense calendar. I think some of you have seen that, where I schedule everything. It's how I track everything, make sure I don't forget things. And so if I have a gap in time and my brain just doesn't have the capacity to do something where I have to think, I'll look into the next few days and say, what can I do? What can I bring forward, I call it. And that's what I do. So yesterday I put 8 meals in the freezer. Took me about an hour. A lot of protein. And yeah. So it was a good day, productive day. What's going on today? I already said that. Yeah. I feel out of sorts. Can you tell? I feel off. Why am I off? Probably because the cat's pacing. She threw up her first bit of food this morning. Zuza, go settle. Good morning, Stacy. Well, instead of trying to come up with things to talk about, let's see what you guys wrote in. Remember, if you want to write something and you want to give me something to talk about, you can. Drop it below, and I'll respond tomorrow. It can be a quote, it can be a question, it can be a story, whatever it is. It's kind of an ask me anything sort of a deal. And we got a few things today from Frank. June 2020 is audiobook month. What is it about audiobooks that have made them so popular? I think audiobooks have always been popular. I just think it was difficult to listen. If you go back, if you wanted to listen to an audiobook in the days of records, you had to be at home. That's a mosquito. I don't want that in my house. Then we switched over to audio cassettes, and you needed to carry around a pile of them. Nobody wanted to do that. Got a little bit easier with CDs because they were easier to transport, but you still had to be right where they were, and bringing them from car to house or whatever. And then we ended up with digital. And once we had digital format, and you could have chapters or a single file or however it made sense, you could take those audiobooks anywhere. And now Audible makes it easy. And Audible's certainly not the only place to buy audiobooks. It is the only place to buy the audio version of the Martial Artist Handbook, the book that I narrated. Honestly, I narrated before we wrote it. Audio first. So you get a slightly different version than if you read the book. And that's available on Audible. Cat's playing. She's attempting to get my attention by being adorable. And the moment I give her my attention, she will stop being adorable. So I have to pretend she's not being adorable, which is easy because I'm talking to you. As people discovered the value in podcasts and that longer form conversation, journalism, storytelling, there it is. People realized, oh wait, books have been doing that for a long time. We can do that in audio with a book. Audiobooks. And I think Audible makes it pretty simple. You get lifetime access to the books you buy and $15 a month to get a new book. I mean, it's a simple thing. I just signed up for Audible again. And it's funny, I signed up for Audible even though I'm currently listening to book 1 of a 10-book series that I already bought on Audible. Fiction stuff, but good stuff. Audiobooks are great, especially when it's a great narrator. My first audiobook was From Good to Great by Jim Collins, a book that I've probably mentioned on this show a number of times because it's kind of my inspiration professionally. It was the first book that I read, and honestly, I don't know that I've ever physically read it. I think I've only ever listened to it. But the author narrates it, and he does a phenomenal job, and sometimes he goes off script and says, here's something that's not in the book. And I like that. I think that's great. I think everybody should give audiobooks a shot. What is my favorite audiobook? Probably A Walk in the Woods by Bill Bryson. I love Bill Bryson's books. I love the way he narrates them himself. He's got a wonderful voice for narration, and his sense of humor really comes through in the way he reads it. So I've gone through and I've probably re-listened to that 3 times. There are a number of other Bill Bryson books that I have from Audible. I've listened to all of them at least twice. They're so much fun. I go on this Bill Bryson kick when I kind of need to be out in the world and escape. He does a great job. If you haven't checked out Bill Bryson and A Walk in the Woods or In a Sunburned Country, which is about his travels in Australia, or At Home, which is a book where he goes room by room in the house and uses it as a history of mankind. It's pretty cool. Am I listening to any audiobooks currently? Yes, I always have at least a couple going. So the one of the books I'm listening to right now, the first one in the 10-part series, is called 299 Days. It's about societal collapse. It's a fiction book. And I listened to the whole series a few years ago, and with everything that was going on, it seemed like escaping from the reality of the chaos of the reality into the chaos of the fiction. might be something I would enjoy, and I am. It's it's nice to escape. It's nice to pretend. Zuza, leave that plant alone. She's trying to eat the aloe. Stop it. She's acting like a child, trying to get my attention. Anybody want a cat? I'll ship her to you. Put her in a box. I like audiobooks. I like podcasts. I like that longer form. You know, we're so conditioned into 20-minute segments, 30-minute segments from TV, and YouTube brought us to 10, 15-minute segments. I mean, heck, this is one of them. This is going to be a short episode today. That's okay. Oh well. I'd love to know, just for my own information, if you drop below, what audiobooks you're listening to, or you really enjoy. Stacy says, a former cat of mine destroyed 2 3-foot aloe plants. Wow. Well, unfortunately, I can't leave any plants too low. I mean, she does a number on the spider plants, and then decides that they're grass and eats them and pukes them up, and it's great. Sarcasm, not great. Yeah, I'd love to know what you're listening to. Maybe it gives me or other people some ideas. So I think we're going to call it there. Short episode. There's nothing wrong with that. Let all of us go on with our day. Stacy says, I can't do audiobooks. I need a real book. I've tried. I really have. I wonder if you have been the victim of poor narration. A good audiobook is a performance. And just as you can make a movie out of a play, a well-produced play will beat the movie. A well-produced reading of the book, especially by the author, if they're a compelling reader, adds value to the words. At least I think so. If you can't tell, I'm using a slightly different video setup today. I've got the tripod extended and it's right up against me, nice and close. Table's pushed away. I got my coffee on the side here on the little flippy down thing in the middle of the couch. Yeah. So I'm going to go try and get all this work done. I hope you have a fabulous day. I hope you leave me some questions or some comments or some whatever to respond to tomorrow, and I will do that. So that's it. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody. Take care. Peace.